Style for Life. I'm Stephanie Rumble, fashion stylist, accountability coach, and your guide to feeling good in your body and your clothes. Based in Christchurch, New Zealand, I bring over 3 decades of experience in fashion, fitness, and wellness to help you feel strong, stylish, and self-assured. Together we'll explore the emotional, physical, and practical sides of style because true confidence starts from within. No matter your age or size, you deserve to feel confident and show up as the best version of you. I truly believe this. This is Style for Life. Kia ora everybody and welcome back to the podcast today. It's very good to be back here today, particularly with the topic of the day, which is autumn fashion trends, because I know that you guys love this kind of stuff. So I, first of all, just want to acknowledge those of you who have listened, and I'm trying to really mix up the podcast now and have a combination of health, mental health, well-being, fashion, and a bit of fitness all thrown in together because it's a style for life. So that means life as it is. Like, what kind of style have you got, and how is your life unfolding? That's how I want this podcast to be. Today is all about the autumn fashion trends for 2026, because here in New Zealand right now we are in March, and 1st of March is the first day of autumn for New Zealand. Autumn extends March, April, May, and then winter starts in June, which is the opposite obviously of our European friends who have the spring right now, and then they head into summer. So our trends in New Zealand, as I've said before, for clothing typically follow along with some of the European trends, and then we pick up and interpret trends in our own way here in New Zealand as well. So those of you who are watching or listening from other places, you may have seen some of these trends come and go through the European fashions, and then again we adapt and adopt. We adapt things for New Zealand fashion and for our climate and for our demographic and for who we are. So that's how trends work. So I just want to, there's a lot to cover today. And as you can see, I've got clothes. So I pull clothes from my wardrobe generally, and then there's a few new additions, and then there's things which are coming in the season. So I always follow my podcast with a blog. So the blog will have different clothes in it to what you see in the podcast, because some of these are things which represent the trends, but they may have been purchased as vintage items, or they may have come from my wardrobe, historic wardrobe. But I will make sure that the blog has up-to-date versions of things that are available in the shops. So if you don't know, every one of these podcasts gets transcribed into a blog, which means that it's a written form, there's lots of visuals in it, and I really encourage you to go and look at it. It's on my website under brightred.co.nz/blog, and it's honestly, the people who do this blog for me, it's a labor of love. They spend hours transcribing it, and then I edit it and I add photos, and we all work together every week. So please look at the blog as well. I just want to encourage you to do that. So yeah, I'd really appreciate that. Let's get on with today. So autumn 2026 fashion in New Zealand. What do? We're blending comfortable tailoring. So we've got comfortable tailoring. We're seeing a bit of a softness in the tailoring, and bold colours. We're still seeing some of the colours coming through from last season, or the summer season, extending into winter. That tends to be what happens. We're still seeing things like reds, oranges, camel tones, some of the even some of those mustardy colours, and we're seeing some animal print as well, which is extending in, and more print. For those of you who don't like print, sorry. Key styles, we're seeing very interesting trousers, which we're going to talk about, knit, like a lot of knitwear, some leather or pleather accents, and then we're also seeing the burgundy and the chocolate brown is huge in New Zealand at the moment, and it came out of the European runways. So, a move away from black. Black is kind of we're seeing a little on the dated side, although it's still classic and people do love it, but we are seeing a real move to chocolate brown, which, is just the way that fashion rolls. It's like a cycle. Fashion's like a cycle. And also lots of creamy neutrals following on from Pantone colour of the year, which was Cloud Dancer, which is basically just cream. So yeah, let's have a little talk about, again, so we've got the colour palette, we've talked about some silhouettes, which are, that fullness. We're seeing a bit of fullness in fashion at the moment with the nipped in waist to give that really good shape, which is really good. And again, we're seeing some of those prints coming through, and we're seeing some accessories too, which I'll show you as we go through. You'll see I've got some things on my rack. Okay, so I think what we should do is actually just get into each of the trends, because it's going to take me a while to work through them all. I'll just go through each of them briefly, and then I'll stand up and pick up the clothes and describe them for those of you who are listening and don't watch. I know I never watch, I just listen. And those of you who always watch, you're going to see the trends, and some of the pieces I'll show you are newer pieces which I've added to my current wardrobe, and some of them, like I said, are historic pieces. So we're going to look at pants, all the different fun shapes the trousers are showing us this season. We're going to see some 2016 revivals, so some mainly in biker jackets and things, and we're going to look at 1980s jackets and how they fit. We're going to look at shoes, so ballet flats have had a real kick into trend, which is really interesting and very comfortable, and look at beads and pearls. We're going to look at some colours like brown and red. We're going to look at sets like the skirt set. We've seen sets for many seasons, but we're seeing them in skirts as well as trousers. We're going to look at cardigans, some floral brooches, some lacy vintage revival, the top that has waist definition, some asymmetry, and then lastly bold check. So that's 14 different trends. That's a lot. So I'm going to do this again probably in May for a winter trend report, and I'll have coats and more knitwear, but this time I want to give it that autumn vibe, so that we're having warm weather. Like, ironically, it's warm in Christchurch right now, and it's often quite cold, and we are now getting some summer. We've had a terrible summer and hardly any hot weather, but we're now getting some warmth. So you want to be able to do that in autumn, and these shoulder seasons we have in New Zealand and a lot of countries in the world. Pick out clothes when it is a warm day and really wrap up for when it's a cool day. So hopefully the clothes I show you can help you do that. So we really need to be able to layer. So let's start with trend number 1, which is pants, looking at the barrel leg, fun shapes, balloon legs. So, why this shape of pants, and why are we talking about them? I suppose it's just these pants have evolved from wide leg pants. So what have I got here to show you? Let me pull my chair aside. I'm wearing a pleated pair today. This pair is from Country Road. These are quite an old pair. They come as a suit, actually. The leg is like this. I've got ballet flats on. So trousers, interesting trouser legs. So I picked out, first of all, this pair here. These are from Zara. They have a wide barrel leg. So you can see they come out, they curve in, and they taper through the bottom. They look like a barrel or a balloon, and they are firm through the waist. These are actually also in obviously one of the trend colours, which is brown. So for those of you who can't see, they're brown. They're fitted through the top. The rise is mid. They're denim and they're chocolate, and they are whitish at the bottom, but they've got a very wide thigh that comes out. They're quite flattering, especially if you've got a slightly fuller leg. I also picked out these trousers, which I've had for a really long time. These ones came from Bardo in Australia, and they were not expensive at all. And you can see they're quite fun. So they're very fitted through the top, again, mimicking that very wide leg. Underneath this pair, I have another pair here, and this pair is an old Karen Walker pair I've had for a really long time, and they actually fit into a couple of the trends. So one of the other trends that we have is the plaid sort of check trend. So these ones here have a lot of pleats at the front. They're very slouchy, so this slouchy look, and they again have a very relaxed leg. So they're sort of worn a little bit lower on the hips, and they have that fun wide look. And if I bring them close to the camera, you can see there's quite a distinct check in them. So lots of colours in them, a really good pair to wear. They go with everything. As you can see, even if I paired them with my printed top, they would work, because I've got blue and red and brown, chocolate brown and cream in the actual print, which makes them useful. So that's the fun or barrel leg. I just wanted to extend into this conversation coloured jeans, because we're seeing coloured jeans be very much on trend still. Coloured denim, I saw this coming through in a few of the other trend reports I've seen on Instagram in the last few weeks. So these ones are yellow. I bought these ones from American Vintage, actually in Barcelona, in their shop, in their second shop. They're a little short for me, so I have to wear them with flats. But the coloured denim is still very much on the runways, and I think that's about our sort of 80s/90s revival. So they add a bit of fun. So when we're looking at fun shapes, fun pants. These barrel legs, these colourful pants and wide styles are definitely part of what we're seeing. Now, if we move on to the second trend, which is like a 2016 kind of revival, we have things like biker jackets. Now, my biker jacket is probably from 2016, I have to say. This is one that was made for me from Duval, and you can see it's also in a key colour for the season, which is red. I'm stoked to drag it out again. This is leather. Now, again, some of you are not going to be keen on leather. I fully understand the reasoning for that, but it's the biker style. So this biker style that crosses over, zips up the front, and this is long. It actually has a belt on it too. I took the belt off years ago, but I can put it back on, and it'll give it that very 2016 look. So yeah, we're seeing the biker revival. I'm quite glad. Like I said, I've got a few jackets like this. I also have another one here, which I've had for a while. This one here is from Portman's. Now, again, really accessible price point, and it is also biker, a very classic style. It's cream. This one is also leather. You can get leather at a really good price nowadays, but again, if you don't want the real deal, that's absolutely acceptable, and that's quite a good piece as well. So you can see that this I've chosen gold hardware for all of my biker jackets, anything I buy, because gold is a colour that I wear more of. So if you want your wardrobe to be cohesive, think a bit about that. Like, are you wearing gold? Are you wearing silver? Do you want the hardware? Or do you want to wear both? Some people like both, and that's completely fine. Now, I did another dig into my daughter's wardrobe, Poppy's wardrobe, thanks Poppy, and also into the back of my wardrobe, and I do hold on to some things for a while, and I discovered a couple of other really good jackets, which actually I've been wearing again. So this one here, I think this one is probably 15 years old. Again, it's a leather jacket. It's got a biker look about it. And this one was from Just Jeans. So I know that they have historically done some really good leather. This one is chocolate brown, camel brown, which is actually another key colour for the season. It's quite a neat fit, so I'll put this one on. For those of you who are listening, it's actually not as slouchy and oversized as the others. I'm putting it on now. It's quite a neat fit. So it fits me. Goodness, I must have been smaller. When I bought this, it's quite firm, but it is, and I'd never wear it buttoned up unless I was zipped up, unless I was in a blizzard. But it does do up. So you want a jacket to be able to do up. So yes, this is a Just Jeans one. It's camel. You might find these in vintage shops. Again, this would be, I would have bought this when I only had 2 children and my youngest child was nearly 21. So it's some time ago. Now, again, I said to you that I went into Poppy's wardrobe and looked at some 80s jackets in pleather. So this here on the sleeve, this is one from her wardrobe. These are everywhere. I was in Zara last week looking at some things with Poppy just up. I was in Auckland, and Zara's quite a good indication of current trends, I find. They tend to be very trend focused. And they do have some good classic pieces too. And this is the style of jacket we're seeing a lot of. So I'll pop this on and show you how this looks. So this here, I'm looking at a black jacket. It's got accentuated shoulder pads. It's gathered around the waist, and it's got the very full body with quite a full sleeve and a tapering arm. And it really does have this base part that clips in at the bottom. And then that's really as much as it fastens. It actually smells a little bit like smoke. It was from a thrift store. So she purchased that, and I thought it's a good option to show you how this real 80s pleather jacket, this is actually not really the leather, this is a vinyl jacket, how this is coming back into. So we're going to see these everywhere. Some very oversized, slouchy looking jackets as well. She's got this one, this denim version of the same sort of thing she's had for a while. This is obviously very thick. This was thrifted as well. And this has been a great jacket. So again, we see this sort of combination of the bomber jacket and the biker jacket come together. God, this is so thick and heavy. And you can see the bottom of it is gathered like the bomber jacket style, but it's got the biker kind of vibe to it with the zip up and the high neck and all of that, and the collared neck. So again, this is a thrifted piece. This is a 1980s jacket that she's thrifted. It was a great buy. It's actually got some leather down the sleeves. I think I was asked to mend that and I haven't, so I'd better go on with that. Sorry, Poppy. But that's why it's here, not in Auckland. But this is the kind of jacket we're seeing. Again, I saw a lot of this when I've been out shopping recently. So again, fashion is so cyclical. And I remember these being worn by my mother's friends in the 80s. I was a bit young to wear them. It's good to be able to say that, right? Okay, so that's the jackets, and I'll show you more of coats and things as we get into the winter trend report. Have you ever wondered how you can be a fashion stylist with access to premium digital styling products? Do you want to be trained by the best in the industry and access these products that reflect fashion styling in 2025? If you do, then Image Innovators is absolutely the choice for you. This is because they have a network of over 1,000 trained fashion stylists worldwide, and you know when you work with them, you're getting the best of the best. They have evidence-based professional training offered by highly skilled facilitators that help you reach your absolute potential. This is a great alignment with Style for Life, as I in my business have used and endorsed their products for over 10 years with so many happy clients. And I'm really excited to say I'm also offering training to fashion stylists in conjunction with Image Innovators. So if you're ready to start your fashion styling training journey, then use the code BRIGHTRED25 for 10% off all products. Now, the next thing is ballet flats. I thought I'd just take mine off. So I purchased these are a flat lemon coloured ballet flat from Mi Piace. They literally have just a tiny bit of padding inside. They are very soft leather. Honestly, I went down, this is a 39. I would always wear a 40 or 41. I went down a size because they just stretch so much. Actually, I think Poppy bought these for herself. Again, these are lemon coloured. They go with everything. They look nice with my lemon trousers today. That was a fluke. She bought them and they were she's usually a 39. They were too sloppy. I also have another pair which I really like, which I also bought from Mi Piace. These ones are actually cream. The ones I was showing are lemon, and they are completely flat. So you can see the shoe has this one has a tiny heel. So for those of you who really like flat shoes, they are very much around and on trend. They are a really comfortable, functional shoe. They look cute with skirts, they look cute with trousers. A heel is a bit more flattering in terms of lifting your leg length. If you're a slightly muscly, heavier leg like me, you'll find something with a heel or a wedge is a probably more flattering choice. However, I am loving the vibe of wearing the comfort of these, and you'll see this you'll see my outfit, today's outfit on my story, and then you'll see it in my highlight reel. So if you want to check out the outfit with the ballet flats, go and have a look at that. So yeah, this is ballet flats. They are around, they're staying around into winter. Of course, we're going to see boots. We're seeing a bit more of a revival of long boots and a little bit of a revival of the camel toe in boots. Wait for that. I'll show you that in the winter trend report, but I'm just waiting to see how that settles in terms of trends. So that's some of the shoes. Again, we'll see other options and other versions start to emerge, like I said, as we go through the season. Now, I think I'll just divert a little bit here and show you a couple of accessories as well, just because they're next on my list. And I've noticed a lot that we've seen a lot of earrings. Earrings are still everywhere, but we're seeing more focus on necklaces. So there's a lot of pearls around. Pearls are great. This is actually a very out there pearl collection, clearly. It's a piece of costume jewellery. So it looks really nice around the neck. It fills an open neckline, especially in this weather that's slightly warmer, which is great. So pearls are around, again, not the extreme version like this. I've seen some lovely single-stranded pearls. Just drag out Nana's pearls, see what she's got there, what you might like. And also beads. Like, I have so much costume jewellery. So this is another set of beads that could be worn too, again, with the right outfit. And even a few single strands can be worn and put together. So we're seeing some nice beads and also some flowery brooches. So again, I think I wore these like years ago and I've revived them. How good is that? So this one here is just a brooch and it's a floral brooch. So again, on a jacket or something in the right context, probably wouldn't wear this doing leadership education. Might be a bit much. It's a big huge flowery peachy brooch for those of you who are listening, and it's kind of covering almost my whole boob. And then I've got a smaller one here which is like black and tan, which again has a more sedate look. So again, they are on trend. We're seeing them. Interesting what comes and goes, isn't it? So we're seeing that whole floral brooch thing. Now, colour wise, as I said to you, the colour of the season, I would have to say, or the neutral of the season, would have to say is chocolate brown. It is everywhere. And those of you who prefer a different neutral from black, you might prefer navy or camel or cream or chocolate brown. This is the season for you to purchase chocolate brown. So I have a couple of pieces that I want to show you and in different kind of garments. So this one here I'm just going to get the label, Monren. So this is a dress I purchased from Monren, and it is a chocolate brown dress. It's a full-length dress. It has a diagonal line which goes across the front in cream and down the side, so it's got a flattering line about it. It is a fitted bodycon style dress in chocolate. Now, the thing about chocolate brown is there's different versions of the colour. So you want to pick the version that works for you. Is it a warm brown? Is it a cool brown? What do you suit? So you can see this has got a real warm tone to it, which is right for my skin tone. Some people are going to suit a more cool brown, which has a more black look to it. I suit this slightly warmer brown here. So this one here has been a cool dress. I've worn it a few times. I am a bit of a modesty queen, so I have put a wee tuck and a wee stitch in the bust area. Because it's a wee bit open for me. But yeah, for those of you looking at sleeveless, so again, at this time of the year, I'd probably wear something over it if I'm going out in the evening, because it'll be too cold. I've got 2 pairs of chocolate brown trousers to show you. Both of them are from Zara. I feel like Zara is such a good option. One of them is a bit lighter, and I've had them for a while. And I just wanted to bring them down and show you because they actually were in my ironing pile. So they have a pleated waist. They are a full leg, obviously, and they're supposed to have this kind of crepey look about them, and they are wide-legged. This is, again, a very warm brown. You can see it's got a real orangey tinge to it. So, and again, what you wear in bottom half is fine. You can see it would actually look quite nice with my top as well. So a really good neutral. I've really liked these pants. I've actually travelled with them. They wash well. And I've actually walked for miles in them. So they're a more lightweight fabric. Now I've got another pair, and I actually haven't worn these yet. These ones are from Zara as well, and they are a more tailored style. I just wanted another pair to add to my wardrobe. You can see the colour's more tobacco. So for those of you who are looking, more tobacco in colour, the fabric is a bit heavier. So we're looking at a slightly heavier fabric that will be more suitable for my professional work. And again, they have a pleated front with a little sort of false pocket at the front. Actually is false entirely, and pockets at the side, and they are wide-legged, and they're nicely tailored inside. So they've got that nicely tailored waistband as well, and have the nice pleats, the pleats at the front, but they have a nice crease down the front and back, which I quite like in a pair of tailored trousers. So yeah, I'm looking forward to wearing these through the winter. At the moment, they're just a bit heavy because we are in a warmer climate at the moment, luckily. So I've got 2 pairs of chocolate brown trousers. I'm planning on, keeping these ones I've just showed you, the second pair, in my wardrobe for some time, because I wanted to add some in anyway. And I think, again, like I said, if you are that person who prefers chocolate brown over black or navy, or you just want to add them as a bit of interest to the wardrobe, now is most definitely the time to shop. I've also seen chocolate brown everywhere. So where else can I name? Look, honestly, I think every shop I've been into has some. H&M, Max, Witchery, Country Road, Sylvester, Karen Walker, I just sneezed today, in Wellington. They all have versions of chocolate brown pants. So they are everywhere. And I showed you before my chocolate brown jeans. So I was really excited to find these. I showed you before the barrel leg. They are a dark black brown. So if you look at the combination of the 2 browns, is a black brown. Then we've got the mid brown, which is this tobacco colour. And then at the front, the orangey brown. So again, thinking about there's versions of everything, isn't there? I know there's versions of black too, amazingly, but these are versions of brown. So yeah, pick the one that works for you, for your wardrobe, for your skin tone, etc., etc. So what else have I got in brown? I showed you already my brown jacket, which I've had for yonks. And I'm wearing a shirt right now that's brown. I have lots of versions of brown clothes, and I think they can be a really, really good addition to the wardrobe. Now we see red again, coming back through again for autumn. I'm really enjoying red. Red comes in all versions. I, again, have just pulled out this blazer. So we're still seeing blazers as very key items. This one's from Saba. I picked this up in the Valentine's sale probably 2 years ago. A very nice cut, particularly for me. It's a little longer. So for those of you who are listening, it's a narrow fit. It fits me across the shoulders. It fits me across the arms. I've got full sleeves in here. It's got a long line. It's got a lowish button, but it's a very tailored fit, and it comes to just around mid-thigh. So for someone tall, that's a good cut. Again, if you're a little bit more petite, you're going to want something a little bit shorter. So I'm seeing red everywhere. I've seen it in lots of places, lots of versions of it, and a nice time to buy it. So again, just to brighten up that autumn vibe. And I did show you, of course, my historic old red biker jacket. So I'm excited about reviving that for this season as well. Okay, sets. SETS, sets, not the other word that sounds the same. That's a combination of top and bottom, right? Mostly. So I showed you in the summer and high summer trends some shorts and top sets. This time I'm showing you some skirt and shirt sets. Now, this one I'm afraid no one will ever be able to buy anywhere because I bought the fabric when I was in Morocco and then had this made. I'm so excited about it. I loved it. I love it. My beautiful dressmaker here in Christchurch made this for me. So, but again, it's made out of a silk. She did an exceptionally good job. You can see she's matched up the print and everything down the front. So that's the top. And then the skirt is exactly the same. So it's in the same fabric and it's a set. So when I wear it together, I look like I'm wearing a dress. So this skirt top set is very much on trend. It doesn't have to be as out there as mine. Remember that I am an out there dresser. I'm someone who likes dramatic dressing and print and all of that. So again, it doesn't have to be your vibe, but the combination of a skirt and a top is very on trend. I have another one to show you as well. Again, this one, again, is quite out there. This is a Zimmerman piece. I purchased this a couple of years ago, and you may have seen me wear this. So it's got a top, and we are seeing those sleeves very much on trend. I'm just wriggling around inside the top for those of you who are listening. It has a high neck. A zip up the back is a mustardy colour. We're seeing quite a bit of this mustard around too, which is really nice. And then it has a skirt, which is straight. Now, the difference between this skirt and the skirt I would wear in the winter is it's a bit lighter weight. So this skirt is made from a linen blend, and you can see it's that midi skirt length, and it also has a belt that goes with it. So the belt goes onto the skirt, and it's a skirt and top set. So it's been designed to be worn together. You can actually wear them separately. I've travelled with this set. I loved it. Took it to Switzerland a few years ago, and it's actually great because I could wear the top independently from the skirt. So again, I'm personally a great big fan of sets, SETs. And I would advocate the skirt set, which is about now, is something you should give a go to. Now, just on that, skirts are still very much on trend as well. So I just dragged out a couple of skirts to show you. We're seeing a lot of skirts like in this longer length. This is an old one. I think this one is from memory, Charmaine Revelry. It's a really long skirt. This gathered waist. So be a bit careful if you have got a bit of a tummy or you're having a day where you don't feel like people looking there. These waisted skirts can be a little bit tricky on the stomach. So it's a long skirt with an elastic waist. It may need a slip underneath it in a professional setting, but I do love this. It's a good neutral and it's a floral. We're seeing a lot of florals on trend as well. So next underneath that is cardigans. Oh my goodness. It is the season of the cardigan. So, you know, we've seen the long line cardies, which we're really not seeing on trend at the moment, just saying. The cardigan style is the more crop or the shorter length cardi. And I picked out 3 that you can actually buy in the shops right now. So instead of just showing you older things, I've shown you some newer things. This is one from Zara, and it also fills the trend of wearing cream or cloud dancer. This is a great silhouette, and it also follows along from the waisted trend, where we're seeing things that sit in the waist. So I'm just going to pop this one on. It's, as I said, from Zara. It's cream. It's a really cool piece. It's got what we call a leg of mutton sleeve, which is actually quite a flattering sleeve for somebody who's got my body shape with this bigger, the curvier hips, and it widens out the shoulders. So you can see if you're looking at me here, it's got buttons all the way down the front. So if I wanted to, I could button it all the way up and wear it like a top. I've been telling everyone for years to unbutton their cardies, but now the trend is we can wear them buttoned up so they can be worn like a top. But I love them because they're versatile. You can also undo them and wear them like a soft jacket. This one's got heaps of lycra in it and it's really comfortable. So this one comes from Zara and it's current season. So if you did like something like that, you can have a look on the Zara website, which we will link in the blog. So check out the blog for more info. I've got 2 other cardies. I purchased this one from Max quite recently. It's a really lovely fabric. It's got wool alpaca blend, nice buttons, nice mother of pearl buttons. It's green, so it's an appley green colour for those of you who are listening, and it sits about that mid-hip level. It's a bit more relaxed in shape compared to the Zara one I just showed you. I'll just put it on for those of you who are watching. Those of you who are listening, I think I'm wearing an extra small. Yeah, this is an extra small, and I'm usually probably a size 10, 8 to 10, mostly a 10. And you can see it's quite a relaxed fit. So at this time of the year, I'd probably pull the sleeves up, but it is a nice colour. I like the colour, and I like to collect things like this when they're on trend so that when we can't get them, are still there. And I am actually reviving cardies I've had for 10 years or more. Some of them I have thrown a few out over the years, but because I had a small collection, I've been sort of transferring them between my winter and my spring wardrobe for lots of years, and now I'm actually wearing them, which is fantastic. And I've also purchased one recently as well from Sylvester. I'm loving Sylvester. This is a gorgeous cardie. This is, as I said, from their recent collection. They have this in chocolate brown as well, the higher neck, and it's a two-piece as well, which is fabulous, but I didn't get the underneath piece because I have a lot of clothes. But I did love this particular style. This one's a size 8. It's plenty big enough for me. I could have even gone down a size. So there's very, very generous in their sizing in this particular style. But I love the colour, and it fits my vibe, and I was in the market for another yellow cardie. So they're just 3 current collection cardies. I have so many others, quite a few others, but I wanted to show you something you could buy as well. Okay, yeah, lacy vintage revival. So look, this is again, I picked up an autumn version of this. This is I'm holding up a short-sleeved, puffy-shouldered, lacy kind of knit, woolly knit top with a high neck. And it's from Zara. It's cream. It's a wool blend, so it feels really nice. It's got that woolly feel to it. So great in this weather where we're starting to feel the cold a bit more. And again, it can be worn out, so it doesn't have to be tucked in. It's got a nice scalloped edge along the bottom, or it can be tucked in. So this is the lacy vintage revival. We're also seeing it in long skirts with lace trim. We're still seeing lace everywhere in camisoles and things, which you can buy to wear under things. I thought I'd just pop this in as well. This is another Zara piece. It's not all Zara, but this is at the moment. I've had this for a while. I'm holding up a long sleeved cottony lace top, which has a bit of a ruffle on it. We're seeing ruffles on trend too, so happy to be reviving this. It's got a really lovely sheer look to it. Underneath these, I'd wear a singlet and a nude bra. So we're seeing that. Also seeing another trend, asymmetry. So actually, let's pick this out. I picked out 2 things for asymmetry. Now, again, I'm holding up a Q dress that is quite long, but this hemline, if I can get it held up enough, is actually asymmetric. I'll just hold it here and show you the hemline. So the hemline is asymmetric on this particular dress. It's a print. Now, again, this dress is going to be difficult to wear when it gets really cold because it is sleeveless, but it's also got a bit of an asymmetric line through the front, drawing down the line down through the front here. We also saw that asymmetric line in my other brown dress, which I held up, which has the line drawing down the front as well. So asymmetry in clothing is having some trends. We're going to see it going across garments, even with longer tails and jackets, tops. And just to demonstrate the line, I also picked out another top of mine I've had for a while. This is a Sass and Bide. It's a summer top, and it's bright orangey yellow for those of you who are listening. And it has a hemline that kind of finishes on the hip on the right-hand side, but right down by the thigh on the other. So it has the asymmetric hemline. So we're seeing asymmetry in quite a few places and on trend as well. And we're also seeing the waisted top. So that's the top that comes in at the waist and has its own shape. Now, I just picked this Akla one out of my wardrobe, and it's actually got a belt. So the belt gives it the waistedness, but we are seeing tops that have this fuller sleeve and do come in at the waist and give shape. So if you're someone who doesn't want to tuck, it's a really good option for you because the top can give you a bit of shape through the waist and then give a bit of flare through the hips. Good if you are that more rectangular body shape and just want to create some shape with your clothes. Oh my goodness. Oh, and there's one other colour I haven't talked about, which I think we will also see coming through, and that is a little bit of turquoise as well. So I'm seeing this turquoise and brown is such a nice combo being worn together. So if we just slipped a turquoise jacket over a brown dress, you can see the combo is striking. So we do see a bit of the turquoise as well. And the last thing I have on my list there is that bold check. Now, again, I've got another pair of bold checkered trousers, but they are the wrong size. They're going back to store. But the bold check in all sorts of versions is actually on trend. And I have got a few pieces. I have a lovely long coat, which I didn't drag out of my cupboard because I just remembered now. And I wore it to Fashion Week last year. I had it made in Scotland. So I'm looking forward to reviving that for this season as well. So that is a bomb through of autumn fashion trends, which I've seen. So I've seen them in the stores. I've done some research. I've looked at what I've seen in trend reports and pulled together the bright red trend report for autumn 2026. Just to recap: fun pants, shapes and colours. 2016 jacket revival with biker jackets, 1980s jackets and shapes, ballet flats, beads and pearls, colours of brown, red and a bit of cream and some turquoise. Skirt sets, so skirts worn with tops that are the same fabric. Cardigans everywhere, which is good. Our floral brooches, lacy vintage revival, the waisted top, and asymmetry. So that is the trend report for now. And again, while the weather's warm and you're shopping, I hope that has been super helpful. Do not forget to check out my blog. Please do that because you'll see some more versions of this, like I've said, and it's really useful, particularly in these instances where I'm showing lots of things, and there'll be things you can buy there. So I'll be working on that this week. And I want to thank you for listening. Thank you for all of you who tune in. My podcast is growing every single week thanks to you. So kia ora everybody, kia kaha, look after yourself, and feel free to reach out if you want some help shopping for some autumn fashion trends. Thank you for listening to the Style for Life podcast. Don't forget, you deserve to feel fabulous at every age, every stage, and at every size. If you're loving the show, hit subscribe and leave a review. It helps more amazing people like you find their way back to life through style. Thanks again. Until next time.